All right, let's jump right into this explainer. You've probably heard the phrase money cometh at some point, right? Usually it's floating around in prosperity theology or personal development circles. But today, we're doing something entirely different. We are ripping that phrase right out of the realm of abstract wealth affirmations and grounding it directly into the gritty, highly technical reality of digital workflows. We're going to examine how this concept actually operates, not as some kind of magic trick, but as a hardcore framework for scaling digital assets and powering through the daily grind.
So, look, I know what you're probably thinking right off the bat, and we need to immediately address the core skepticism here. Does money cometh actually work? Well, our sources are crystal clear on this, and honestly, we need to strip away the magical thinking to reveal what really drives financial results. If you just say it and sit on the couch doing nothing, absolutely not, no way. But if you use it as a psychological and behavioral tool to maintain focus, manage your anxiety, and stay committed to the hard work, yes, for sure, it really does work. Let's look at exactly how this mechanism functions. Let's break down this definition. This isn't a magic spell intended to make currency just magically fall from the sky. Actually, it's a really intense psychological and spiritual control system designed to completely rewrite your subconscious financial behaviors. It is fundamentally an exercise in cognitive reframing. By repeatedly stating that money is coming, you are literally forcing your brain to replace a mindset of scarcity with an expectation of abundance. It's an active override of our default human anxiety. Okay. Real quick, here is our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to hit the prosperity mindset, the psychology of cognitive reframing, repetitive content creation, technical infrastructure maintenance, and finally, connecting affirmation to action. Starting off with Section 1, the prosperity mindset explained. So before any real work gets done, we have to talk about mental posture. We all face this core biological challenge. Our human brains are evolutionarily wired to freak out about threats. It creates this scarcity mindset that constantly filters your environment for limitation, missed opportunities, and potential loss. But when you actively reframe your mindset toward abundance, you completely flip that filter. An abundance mindset actively searches for growth-oriented variables. You start noticing new market patterns, recognizing the actual utility of a new software tool, or identifying fresh revenue paths. You aren't creating money out of thin air here. You are fundamentally changing what your brain pays attention to. Let's move into Section 2, Psychology of Cognitive Reframing. This brings us to the neurological engine making all of this possible, the reticular activating system, or RAS. I like to think of the RAS as your brain's personal bouncer. It decides what information gets in and what gets totally ignored. When you make a confident declaration, like literally expecting financial growth, you are self-priming your RAS. You are essentially telling the bouncer, hey, look out for opportunities. It actively deactivates the financial anxiety that normally clouds your executive function, and it fosters a deep sense of self-efficacy. That's the genuine belief that you actually have agency over your financial trajectory. But here's the catch. Mental goals require concrete, real-world fuel. We can bridge that internal alignment with external discipline across 3 highly specific pillars. First, you've got technical discipline. That means managing your digital wallets, keeping systems running. Next is administrative discipline, which is the budgeting, setting up sinking funds, and meticulously tracking your revenue. And finally, behavioral discipline. That looks like hitting your daily writing goals and aggressively ignoring distractions. The affirmation primes the brain, but these disciplines, that's what actually moves the needle day after day. All right, Section 3, Defining Repetitive Content Creation. Let's transition from the mind to the hands. So what does this daily grind actually look like? We are grounding these lofty prosperity ideas into the mundane reality of opening software, typing, and just producing high-volume content. According to the source material, repetitive tasks are the ones that don't change much day to day, but if you stop doing them, your business literally dies. This includes executing a strict mandate to write 500 words per topic every single day, which, by the way, has led to building a massive library of 89 books. It's the daily production of custom music tracks across genres like country, folk, and Latin pop, and it's the constant, totally unglamorous updating of YouTube and Ko-Fi pages. And let's be real for a second, it is incredibly easy to get bored doing the exact same thing every single day, right? This is where that mental reframing steps in as a highly practical tool. Repetition equals endurance. The money cometh affirmation acts as psychological fuel here. When you feel that inevitable boredom creaking in from writing your daily 500 words or mixing yet another music track, the mindset reminds you that this repetition is the necessary foundation for wealth. It quite literally prevents you from throwing in the towel when the work feels totally monotonous. Moving on to Section 4, Technical Infrastructure Maintenance. We're looking under the hood now. We have to clearly define technical
infrastructure maintenance. This is the constant, unsexy problem solving required to keep your digital tools, specialized systems, and hardware running so they can actually produce growth. The source text points out something incredibly pragmatic. Expecting an increase in capital is completely useless if you lack the functioning technical systems to track and receive it. I mean, if your infrastructure is broken, the financial benefit is simply lost to mismanagement. So check out these essential technical hurdles. We aren't just talking about positive thinking anymore. We're talking about fixing completely maddening Windows registry issues and taskbar glitches just so your PC actually turns on in the morning. It's the highly specific work of managing Solana blockchain wallets like Phantom and Solflare, and tracking distribution epochs in the decentralized Grass network so you don't miss your claim windows. It's linking scripts to media using automation workflows like NVIDIA, Pictory, and Hagen. When software breaks or a blockchain connection suddenly drops, the affirmation is your psychological anchor. It keeps you patient and focused on troubleshooting instead of just throwing your hands up and quitting for the day. Finally, Section 5, Connecting Affirmation to Action. Let's synthesize all of this. Here is exactly how this builds from a spiritual and psychological declaration into verifiable capital. It's a very clear three-step process. Step 1 is that abstract declaration. You expect growth is inevitable. But step 2 translates that into functional reality. You're out there automating your workflows, maintaining your network nodes, and applying strict behavioral discipline. Only then do you reach step 3, which is the revenue-generating result. Because you did the heavy lifting, you successfully capture network rewards, or you scale your newsletter to a goal of 2,000 subscribers. The mindset fuels the reality, which ultimately creates the revenue. I want to highlight this powerful quote directly from the source material because it really hits the nail on the head. Without discipline, your alignment is merely a theory that is never tested by real-world effort. This is the ultimate takeaway of this explainer. Declaring that money is coming is not a substitute for action. It is a catalyst for behavioral consistency. It forces you to upgrade your personal standards, refine your digital presence, and execute those repetitive and technical tasks with absolute excellence. So, I want to leave you with this provocative question before you log off today. Really think about it. Are your daily, repetitive, and technical tasks actually aligned with the wealth you are declaring? Whether you're writing books, making music, or managing blockchain nodes, take a hard, honest look at your digital workflows right now. Are you just hoping for growth, or are you actively building the infrastructure to receive it? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I hope this gives you a powerful new lens to look through as you tackle your own daily grind.